Well, the Trump cabinet confirmation blitz continues as nominees steamroll the Democrats. Today, 4 more of the president-elect's nominees face questioning from senators during confirmation hearings, with character witnesses for Pam Bondi testifying on her behalf, and Trump's attorney general pick, who vows to rid DOJ of weaponization, laying the smackdown on Democrats like Adam Schiff, who wanted to play politics. Watch this.
Senator, what I can tell you is I will never play politics. You're trying to engage me in a gotcha. No one has asked me to investigate.
But the president has
We're
called,
also worried about Liz Cheney,
the
Senator.
president has
You know
called
what we
for
should
this.
be worried about?
Ms. Bondi,
the
please
crime rate
answer
in
my
California
questions.
right now
You
is
are aware
through the roof.
Your job will be, I'm speaking, your job will be to protect voters. I hope you answer, Ms. Bondi.
Well, I'd
now,
like
when
to
we met
answer
yesterday,
the previous one, Senator.
When we met yesterday,
You pointed your finger at me and
you
said
did not
you were
seem
speaking.
to be familiar
Let me answer
with
my question.
the
I'm not going to be
citizenship
bullied by you,
clause, the
Senator
14th
Padilla.
Amendment.
If President-elect Trump asks, suggests, or hints that you as Attorney General should investigate one of his perceived political enemies, would you do so?
Senator Hirono, I wish you had met with me. Had you met with me, we could have discussed many things and gotten to know.
I am
You could
listening
have
to you
gotten
now.
know me.
Could you respond to the question?
So, Dana, would you like to comment on the exchange with the senator from Hawaii?
Well, getting to see her so much this week, the senator from Hawaii, it's like watching Bambi learn to walk. She starts off by reading questions that her staff has prepared for her, but she does it so slowly and it eats up all of her time, which means that the person answering doesn't have a chance to answer. The other thing is just watching Pam Bondi yesterday, it's like, you know how the whole campaign for the Democrats against Republicans is how much they hate women? It's like, it's unbelievable, especially the women coming out of Florida. You have Ashley Moody being announced to take over for Marco Rubio today. I thought that was kind of interesting. It also is jarring, I think, for the senators to finally have a different generation to deal with.
Yeah.
Right. The age difference of the senators and the nominees is quite stark and noticeable, and the energy level is right there. Today, Dave Ehrenberg is his name. He's a Democrat who ran for the attorney general seat when Pam Bondi was running. He lost in the Democratic primary. Pam Bondi went on to win that race, and then she hired Dave Ehrenberg to come and work with her on the opioid crisis. And he testified on Pam Bondi's behalf today and said, you don't have to worry about her when it comes to following the rule of law. She will not be pressured. She is amazing. So to have somebody like that in this kind of environment to speak for you is something else. The other thing I would mention is this. Ron Wyden today went after Scott Bessent. He was trying, or he tried. Scott Bessent, of course, going for the Treasury Secretary position. And this quote just stuck out to me. Ron Wyden said, we are in a clean energy arms race with China. Will you be on the side that is for us or against us? And Bessent, so calm, smart, said, China is going to build 100 new coal plants this year. We are not in a clean energy arms race. We are in an energy arms race. And it's just refreshing to see some really interesting people come on board to try to get to be a part of this cabinet.
So, Jesse, you have Shifty Schiff now upgrading from the House to the U.S. Senate in California. Says a lot about California, unfortunately. And his questioning was about Liz Cheney rather than about real big issues facing the country and what the Attorney General is going to have to focus on.
If you close your eyes and you don't know who's talking, you'd think Whoopi, Joy, and Sunny were asking the questions. These are unserious, paranoid questions about, is Trump going to do a third term? Are you going to lay a hand on Liz Cheney? These are not questions the middle class cares about. This party thinks they want to get back to repping the middle class. No one cares about this stuff. They already rendered a verdict on whether Trump is going to be a dictator or not. But they're still clinging to this stupid playbook that's making them look even worse. You're starting to see what happens when the machine is broken. Usually you expect these like perfectly timed, explosive allegations to drop the morning of, or these narratives and these stinging questions, and the media is all colluding with the press and with the Democrats, and you're usually kind of like, oh my God, are these guys going to survive? That's gone. All of their donors don't want to give. All their tech guys switch sides. The media is falling apart. Presidents are leaving. Journalists are going to private. It is done. And you're looking at a system that if this is going to continue this way, there's no resistance at all.
So, Harold, on that point, the process and getting these nominees actually confirmed can take quite a while. Is there room here for Senate Democrats to work with the majority leader to try and push these nominees through at a faster pace so that the entire Washington, D.C. government spectrum can get on with the American people's business?
Well, I'm not sure how much First of all, I hope they do. To answer your question, I hope the presidents get an opportunity to do two things where they have really sweeping authority. They have really sweeping authority with pardons, and they have a lot of authority with this here, with your Democrat or Republican. It's very hard to turn back. Now, I didn't see any of these nominees that I don't think are fit. I may disagree with some of them. I thought the Democrats, to your point, Jesse, they were petty. It was predictable. It was myopic. And to your point, it was just unserious, some of the questions. I think when you get to this point, when you've lost the race, you said it before, Greg, maybe a few weeks ago, we're punch drunk still from having lost this race. You've got to be thinking about the future. You got to be thinking about the things that mattered. I cannot imagine. Pam Bondi gave as good as she got in that thing there, and those senators should understand that. But why not ask her, if you're serious about cashless bail, are you going to use your powers as an attorney general to help cities across the country deal with crime? She talked about crime in California. If you're serious about mental health issues in your community where you have a lot of people on the streets, we do here in New York and other big cities do, ask if she's open to innovative, creative programs to try to help cops at the local level deal with these issues, and would she be willing to work with the HUD secretary to deal with these things? Think about your cities. I've said before, if a president's coming in who wants to do the kinds of things this president wants to do, there are going to be things you disagree with him on, but you got to sit with your top people wherever you live and say, what are the 5 things that he can help us on? And ask those questions of those cabinet secretaries. I thought Scott Besson, who's a friend, and Lee Zeldin's a friend, I hope they get confirmed. I hope all of them get confirmed, to be honest with you, because you're not going to stop them. They wouldn't be my cup of tea, Katie, but at the same time, they're acquitting themselves in a way that are going to help them not only get approved, but likely help them advance the agenda that they laid out before the committee.
Greg, one of the things that I really liked about Pam Bondi's testimony yesterday is when she said, we're getting back to the basics. We're going to go after cartels and criminals and drugs. And so she's getting back down to what she's supposed to be doing rather than these academic woke ideology that has been used in government for the past 4 years.
You know, I'm tired, frankly, of everyone saying that Jesse is the shallow one at Fox. You know?
You're tired of that?
I'm tired of it. I want to be the shallow one. So can we just admit what we're all thinking? Republican nominees are H-O-T. Their interrogators are N-O-T. The Democrats are nothing but a collection of 3s. Maybe there's a 4, but they're mostly 3s. They get gussied up 3.2. You know, I mean, think about the irony of Tim Kaine interrogating Pete Hegseth over heavy drinking. Did you look at Tim Kaine? He looks like he just spent a 12-day bender after getting tossed from a homeless shelter. He looked like Nick Nolte's mugshot. So I want to steer this into an unlikely area. Why do Republicans look better?
Why?
Because they have a system. You're seeing the physical and the psychological unite. It's why Pete and Sean and Pam, they tower over these unkempt goofballs. We know, and I am a health expert, as you know, years of working in health journalism, won many awards. We know when you put junk in your body, you actually feel bad afterwards. You kind of get depressed about it. You say, I'm not going to do it anymore. What about the reverse? How do the junk thoughts, when they inhabit your brain, make your body feel? Yeah. It's why the left-wing activists don't just sound miserable. They look really, really miserable. Negative thoughts generated by a victim mentality, elevated by the left, will change your posture, your skin, your fitness. You know, why bother taking yourself seriously if the world is out to get you? You know, if the world is out to get you, there's nothing you can do, so forget it. So, you know, you are seeing the left say that, like, fitness is bigoted, obesity should be a protected class. You're noticing how when they're faced with people who are aspirational in their work and in their physical presence, they want to destroy them. And I'm here today to defend the physically attractive and the sexually appealing. I want to be your Gandhi. I want to be your Martin Luther King. Or your Malcolm X. Or your Nelson Mandela.
You know what negative thoughts make you feel like?
What?
This.
Yes.
Yeah,
well done.
Greg,
Yeah.
do you want to change the reputation that D.C. is Hollywood for ugly people?
You know, it's not really Hollywood for ugly people. It's ugly people for ugly people.
There you go.
The Nelson Mandela
of sexy people.
Click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You won't get it anywhere else.